गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय, श्री श्री किशोर किशोरी की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga.
trade you. Do this, and I'll give you this. You see? Okay. Softly. Mahamantra. Neck beats first. Neck beats first before the garland. neck beads before the garland. Thank you. After they someone should play cartels. I don't need 2 pairs. I don't need 1 pair. Someone should play cartels. Maha mantra they have. Give to them. No. 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 mantra. There's more copies than the people that don't have, like these children in the front, etc. Let us chant Sri Brahma Samhita together. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakada Sadmasu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshabhratesu Surabir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Barhavatam Sam Asitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kala Sadvana Malya Vangshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Kedi Kalavilasam Shamam Tribanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ankani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sat Ujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achutam Anadim Anantaropam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedesha Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktao Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Antastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam Sopyasti Yad Prapada Sinya Vachincha Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Saurachayatam Jagadanda Kotim Yachchaktir Asti Jagadanda Charayadantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yadbhava Bhava Tadiyoma Nujastataiva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Shanayana Bhushaha Suktairyam Eva Nigama Pratataistuvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabis Dabirya Eva Nijarut Pakalaya Kalabihi Goloka eva nabisat yakilatma boto Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjanacharita bhakti vilochanena Santaksadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundaram achincha gunaswarupam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ramadi murta shukala niyamena tishtan Nanavatara makarod bhuvaneshu kinto Krishna Paramakumanyo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda kotim Kotishvashesha Dani vibhota bhinnam Tad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhotam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Maya hi yasya jagadanda shatani sutte Traigunya tad vishaya veda vitayamana Satbhavalambi parasatvam vishuddha sattvam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasamataya manakso Yat praninam paniparam marutamupetya Lilayatena bhuvanani jagatya jasram Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Golokanamni nijadamni tale chatasya Devi mahesha haridama suteshu teshu Te te prabhava nichayavihitascha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Sristi stiti pralaya sadhana shaktireka Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti durga Ichchanurupam api yasya chatestate sa Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Kshiram yatha didhi vikara vishesha yogat Sanjayate nahitatag pratagasti hetuho Yakshambhutam apitata samupaiti karyad Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Deepadarcha eva hidrasham tanam abhyupetya Deepayateva vrita hetu samana dharma Yastadrig eva hicha vishnu taya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat karanarna bhajale bhajati smayoga Nidramananta jagadanda saromakopaha Adara shaktim avalamyam param swamurtim Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yas yaika nishvasita kala matavalambya Jivanti loma vidaja jagadandanataha Vishnur mahanti hayasya kalabhishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Basvanyatangshma sakaleshu najesha teja Sviyam kiyad prakadiyad tadvitad vadatra Brahmaya esha jagadanda vidhana karta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat pala pallava yugam vinidhaya kumbha Dvandve pranama samaye saganadi rajaha Vignan belhantam alam asya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Agnir mahi gagunam ambu muruda shashcha Kalastatatma manasita jagatrayani Yasmad bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yangcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yach chakshir esha savita sakala grahanam Raja samasta suramurtira shesha tejaha yasyagya brahmati sambrita kala chakro govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami dharmo tapapatnya chaya shrutayasta pangsi brahmadi kita patagavadayascha jivaha yadatrama prakata prabhava govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami yastvindra gopam atavendram ahosra karma bandhanurupa padabhajanam atunoti karmani nirdahita kintuja bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadibhiti vatsalya moha gura gaurava sevya bhavai sanchintya tasya shadrashim tanam aparete govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami shriya kanta kanta parama purusha kalpa taravo Druma bhumis chintamani gana mayi toyam amritam kata ganam natyam ganamam api vangshi priyasaki jidanandam jyoti param api tad asvadyam api cha sa yatrakshyaradhi shravati sarabhibhyasya sumahan nimeshad yakyo vavrajati nahi yatrapi samaya Vajeshveta dvipam tamaham iha golokam ityam Vedantaste shantasati viralachara katipaye Ishvara parama sachitananda vigraha Anadir adir govinda sarvakarana karanam. Before we begin, could everybody move forward? One of the standard things when we have gatherings. And if you have a cell phone, you know what to do. Okay. I was told they do the same thing in mega churches, the cell phone announcement at the beginning. For those of you that may be experiencing the initiation ceremony for the first time, a little background. This is Harinam Diksha in our ISKCON Hare Krishna movement. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur inaugurated a procedure, first initiation, second initiation procedure. As far as I understand it, prior to Bhaktisiddhanta, there was only mantra diksha, meaning Gayatri mantra, that I understood from Gopi Pranadana Prabhu, a Sanskrit scholar, who explained Bhaktisiddhanta to further the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under the instruction of his father to do so, wanted to take the teachings of Lord Chaitanya around the world. And in the world, even in India, who's qualified to receive Gayatri mantra? Well, those who are Gayatri is Dvidja, twice born, but you have to be firstborn, and the firstborn means there must be sanskaras, which means purification procedures. This is one of them. This is one of the primary sanskaras. But people in Kali Yuga don't observe them, starting with the very first one, Garbhadan Sanskar, without elaborating. So because of that absence of sanskaras, then no one's qualified to receive Gayatri, because there's prior purifications before this one. And if one hasn't done those prior purifications, then one is not qualified for. So, therefore, not only in the West or in the world, but even in India, Bhaktisiddhanta, as an acharya, because acharyas have the license to do such things, he established something that hadn't been done previously, which was first initiation, followed by what we call in ISKCON at least, second initiation is Gayatri. And the first initiation helps qualify one for second initiation. Minus the purification of the proper samskaras prior to receiving Gayatri, we have the holy name. And there's initiation into the holy name, formalized. Gopi Pranadhana explained something that I understood, so I'll just try to share it the best I can. There is the Vedic process, or Vaidika process, just like the 4 Vedas are in Vaidika Sanskrit. And there's another kind of Sanskrit that the Puranas have, Alaukika and Laukika Sanskrit, another terminology, otherworldly and worldly. So the Pancharatrika system, for those who are new, what does that mean? Is part of the Vedas, and it's the authority by which Bhaktisiddhanta did what we're doing today, which is first initiation by the Pancharatrika system. One becomes qualified, even without the samskaras, without material qualification. Because samskara is a material qualification, not in its very essence spiritual. The holy name is fully spiritual, and one who takes the fully spiritual holy name, one can become sufficiently purified to be then eligible to receive Gayatri. So it's preliminary to Gayatri Diksha. And Gayatri Diksha is needed according to the Vedas, and we follow this standard. To worship the deity on the altar, one must be a Brahmana. To touch fire, Prabhupada's words, to touch fire. The cooks don't actually touch fire, but hopefully. But means you do the cooking. So in the kitchen, others can come and cut vegetables and wash pots and etc., etc. But cooking for the deities must be done by a twice-born Brahmana. That's the standard that Prabhupada gave. Not everybody knows that, not everybody follows that, but that's the standard that he gave, because it's connected to deity worship. So that's Dvija, the twice-born. However, this first initiation, in a Pancharatrika sense, that portion of the Vedas that deals with what we're doing, it qualifies one for receiving a spiritual name. So when the first birth, mom and dad give a name to son or daughter, and that's one name. And then when this Harinam initiation, or first initiation, takes place, one is given a spiritual name. And neck beads, there's 5 things Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote. Neck beads, Tilak. So we wear Tilak even before initiation. That's what Prabhupada did. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, just as a detail, he didn't until he received Diksha. And the Diksha that he received was Gayatri Diksha. But we, in ISKCON, following Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, just those who chant the name. Even before initiation, he wanted us to wear tilak. And why do we wear tilak? Well, sometimes we don't know. We just wear tilak because that's what you're supposed to do. But there's a why. And it's to sanctify the body as a place of God. Just a little sharing. Sometimes, not so often, when I'm traveling, people ask, "What's that on your forehead?" And I really like when they ask the question, because if I don't like, "Hey, you want to know what's on my forehead?" You're weird, man. So I don't do that. But when they ask, I like to say what Prabhupada said. That tilak marks the body as a temple of God. And, they have different responses. Oh, that's nice. And if it looked like the door is still open, then I'll say, just like in a church, there's a cross at the top of the church. That tells you this is a house of God, a Christian house of God. And then Muslims, they have another mark at the top of the mosque. It tells you this is a place of worship of God. It's a house of God. And similarly, this mark means God is within. The body is a place of God. And so, because it's a place of God, we want to honor the body, and we don't put stuff in or out of the body, just like when you go to the church, you don't talk about golf, or the basketball game, or, anything, or business, or, you speak about God. When you walk out the door, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But when you're in the place of worship, so we want to respect always, not only the house of worship, but the place of God. So it reminds us the body is meant as a place of God. And we want to respect the body that way. And we want to remind ourselves, because we need reminders, although we know, and we like to remind others, just like you, asking, what's that stuff on your forehead? Usually they ask politely, and it's just curiosity, not like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to remember the body is a temple of God. It's just curiosity, but that's, 4 types of pious people. One of them, people they're curious. That's okay. That's devotional service. They get to hear about Krishna, and they're reminded of Krishna just by wearing tilak. So before initiation, we wear tilak. And there may be some circumstances that you don't, without going into details. But at least, for example, in China, can't wear tilak. But devotees in China, many devotees in China, apply water tilak and say, Om Keshavaya Namaha, etc. Not just one, not just one place, but 12 places to sanctify the body. Yamaraj won't touch you. And the agents of Yamaraj will just wear tilak and neck beads. But, that means if you're a devotee, they won't touch you. We don't know if Ajamila was wearing tilak and neck beads. But he called Narayana, and we're calling Hare Krishna, so now back to what we're doing right now. For those of you that are new, this is a formal connection with the disciplic succession. this Harinam Diksha, and a name is given, etc. And it's part of, once again, it's part of, third time, part of the Pancharatrika system that's in the Vedas. It's Vedic. What we're doing is not something that Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta created. The authority is from the Vedas. And they just drew it from the Vedas to apply it to what we're doing. Can something be done with the kirtan upstairs? Somebody that knows how to deal with children nicely? If not, you want to Jivana, you want to do that? Oh, Mukunda, you want to do that? Okay. Okay. So that's what we're doing. Formally, submission to the disciplic succession, formal acceptance by this disciplic succession, formally given a name that's a preliminary to preparing oneself for Gayatri Diksha, so one can worship the deity and in authorized, formally authorized manner, speak the message of the Vedas to others. That's two of the Brahmanas' functions. Patan, Yajan, Dan, Patigraha. Prabhupada said that so many times. The 6 occupations of a Brahmana. It's to help qualify us for that stage. And it's between the two, this Gayatri and Harinam Diksha, Prabhupada laid special emphasis to Harinam Diksha, most important. Because the formal connection with the disciplic succession is established. Most important. So I wanted to speak about something that I recall reading long ago and thought it would be nice to explain it during this ceremony. A phrase that Prabhupada calls the mystery of disciplic succession. The mystery of disciplic succession, you can look it up later. Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, text 75. It's toward the very end of Bhagavad Gita. It's after, the famous 1866. Sarvadharmam Parityaja, etc. The mystery of disciplic succession. I'll read what Prabhupada writes there, just 2 sentences. The spiritual master is the transparent medium, although it is true that the experience is still direct. This is the mystery of the disciplic succession. When the spiritual master is bona fide, then one can hear Bhagavad Gita directly, as Arjuna heard it. The knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is meant to give direct perception of the self by realization. Pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam susukam kartam avyayam, chapter 9. Pratyaksha means direct perception. Direct perception of the self. Has anyone seen an atom? Has anyone seen an electron? Has anyone seen a soul? What do realized personalities see when they see the soul? Do they have like nanotechnology vision or something? It's not these eyes. Looking at Gajendra Moksha, that's his field. Right? There's micro and then there's nano. So smaller than micro. So the soul is smaller than the atom. And so is supersoul, because supersoul is within every atom. Not contained but bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest at the same time. And so is the soul, Anu, very tiny. And super soul is Vibhu, but it's at the same time as Anu. Very big and very small at the same time. Anor aniyongsam anusmaradyaha. So how do you see the soul? You see the soul by the symptoms of the soul. Doesn't mean, it's a pratyaksha is seeing through knowledge. One of the phrases I've learned as a brahmachari, Jnana chakshusha, or shastra chakshusha. Chakshush means to see. You see through knowledge, or you see through scripture. And Prabhupada likens it to eyeglasses. So I can see you're out there, but my vision is blurry. But the eyeglasses help to see with more clarity and focus. But the seeing is direct. The object doesn't change. The seeing is direct. But it's through the lens of the eyeglasses that it's not an indirect experience, it's direct experience through the transparent lens. If they get soiled, then you can't see so well. Similarly, the spiritual master is the transparent medium, so that one can experience directly whatever it is that knowledge that's imparted by Bhagavad Gita through the transparent medium, because people read Bhagavad Gita and they don't understand it. That's my experience. That's Lord Brahma's experience too. It's right in his prayers. Canto 10, chapter 14. Many people say, I know all about Krishna. Anyone who's done book distribution has heard that one before too. Oh, I know all about Krishna. But they don't. Brahma confirms, because unless you're receiving that knowledge of Bhagavad Gita through the transparent medium, there's something out there, but you can't really understand that something. You can't really understand that something. You will misunderstand that something and think that you understand it without the transparent medium. So the spiritual master is the transparent medium, although the experience is direct. And then Prabhupada writes, that's the mystery of disciplic succession. Then to pinpoint, one can hear Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita. I've heard many lectures, multiple lectures, recordings, where Prabhupada explains that some people say, oh, I'll never be so fortunate like Arjuna. Arjuna heard Krishna directly, but what's the chance that I'm going to hear Krishna directly, and so I won't be able to understand Bhagavad Gita unless I were able to hear directly. And then Prabhupada dismisses that, saying that's not true. Because when one hears through the transparent medium, it's Krishna speaking. When I'm speaking, it's me speaking. But the transcendental understanding is the instrument of Krishna speaking, it's Krishna speaking. Here's a couple of examples. One, Ramananda Roy. For those of you that are familiar with Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramananda Roy was speaking truths that he never spoke before. Because Lord Chaitanya was asking, and Lord Chaitanya wasn't a ventriloquist, like he just moved his mouth and it was Lord Chaitanya speaking, And it wasn't really he was speaking. He was speaking. But Lord Chaitanya was speaking through him. And he acknowledged, I'm speaking things I've never spoken before. It's you speaking, and you're wanting me to be the instrument for your speaking, so I'm speaking. But it's your speaking. And even if it was things that he knew before Lord Chaitanya had him speak things that he didn't know before Lord Chaitanya spoke or asked the question, it's still Lord Chaitanya speaking. If the medium is a transparent medium. And that's the function of spiritual master. And then it's, so just read it again. When the spiritual master is bona fide, then one can hear Bhagavad Gita directly, as Arjuna heard it, which means you hear from Krishna. The mystery of disciplic succession. It's far out, isn't it? It's a mystery. That's the function. The spiritual master's function, first of all, is to become pure, and then be the transparent medium. Nimitta matram bhavya savya sachin in Bhagavad Gita. Nimitta means an instrument. So Krishna showed to Arjuna in the universal form, the soldiers on the other side, it was already done. Krishna removed them from earth and liberated them. It was Krishna who was delivering them. But he wanted Arjuna to be the instrument for what Krishna had already done. Or, time hadn't gotten there yet, but it was already a done deal. Krishna wanted them removed from the earth planet before he left, because that was one of his promises. Vinashaya cha duskritam. He wanted Arjuna to be the instrument, nimitta. And that's our function. Like the discussions yesterday evening about the rescuer mentality, or rescuer consciousness. We're instruments. We're not rescuers. Doesn't mean you don't care about somebody that's undergoing some difficulty. We care. We don't stop caring. But we're not rescuers. Just like this event. Who is the deliverer of conditioned souls? It's Krishna. And Krishna engages instruments to deliver conditioned souls. Just like he engaged Arjuna as an instrument to fight. Prabhupada explains. He induced Arjuna to become angry. Because you can't fight unless you're angry. Fight till death without being angry. But it's not an anger like the material anger. It wasn't even like a dharmic anger. It's beyond dharmic anger. It was the instrument of Krishna, anger. And so it was appropriate. And Krishna was inciting him with his words. But it wasn't like, he had a little pep rally before the battle and said, get wound up, Arjuna, we're going to do the fight. I just want you to be my instrument. He gave him transcendental knowledge. When that transcendental knowledge touched his heart, he was ready. And there was reciprocation with Krishna all the way, because he was acting as his instrument. It's a mystery. Disciplic succession is a mystery. And I want to share one other point that's found right after the Chatur Sloki verses of the Bhagavatam, for those of you that are newer. The Chatur Sloki, Chatur means 4. There's 4 verses in the Bhagavatam that, according to our acharyas, these 4 verses are the essence of the 18,000 verses. Within those 4 verses, that's everything. And everything else is unpacking those 4. And it's found in Canto 2, Chapter 9, verses, I think it's 30 through 33 or something like that, right in that range. So right after that, it's Brahma speaking, because Brahma received knowledge directly from Krishna. There's details. He came before Krishna. It was in this period of time when there wasn't anything. There was a shell that was dark. And Brahma appeared on top of the lotus, and he could hear the splashing of the Garbhodak ocean waves below. So he thought, well, if I want to know where I came from, I just climb down the stem and I'll find where I came from. And he climbed down and down and down and down and down and down and down, and he couldn't find an end to the stem. Then he realized, by direct material senses, I'm not going to understand where I came from. So he went back up. He heard tapa, tapa. So he did his tapa, which was chanting the mantras that we chant. Brahma Gayatri mantras that we chant. And then he became a realized person. But as he was chanting those mantras, according to chapter 9 of Canto 2, what happened was, in this place of total darkness, there was no sun yet, there was no moon yet, there was no electricity yet. It was darkness, because this universe is dark. And then the personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, appeared before him in this darkness. So he went towards the personality of Godhead. And the personality of Godhead stood to receive his devotee, Brahma. It's described, chapter 9. It's really beautiful. And that particular Brahma, described in chapter 9, had a rasa of friendship. It's one of the 5 rasas. So what the Lord did is he stood up and extended his hand. Welcome. Haribol, Prabhu. Our relationship is friendship. And then he said, Brahma, your tapa, your austerities have pleased me very much. Ask whatever you like. So he's smart. He asked 4 questions. And secondly, he also said, please protect me from false ego. No small thing. It's a good thing to ask Krishna for, protection from false ego. Because I'm going to create this universe, and I don't want to think that I'm the creator of the universe. I want to be mindful of I'm the nimitta of your desire for a universe to be, because there wasn't a universe yet. It was just darkness, the Garbhodak ocean and darkness. Please protect me from false ego. And then he asked his 4 questions, and he got the 4 answers. That's the Chatur Sloki verses. And then right after that, Brahma speaks to Narada. What Brahma says to Narada is, I'll read it, it's very nice. Whatever I have spoken to you about the Bhagavatam was explained to me by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I'm advising you to expand these topics nicely so that people may easily understand the mysterious Bhakti Yoga by transcendental loving service to the Lord. So now, everything that Narada wrote, he received empowerment to expand what Brahma gave him. For example, Lord Chaitanya gave teachings to Rupa Goswami, and he gave him spiritual empowerment to expand those teachings. So he did. Wasn't creative writing spree, it was, he was empowered to do it. So he wrote things that weren't necessarily what he heard from Lord Chaitanya, but it was the fulfillment of the empowerment. And it's as Vedic as what he heard from Lord Chaitanya. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, the songs of Narottam Das Thakur They're as good as the Vedas. Although it's in his own words, he was empowered. He was a powerful acharya. So similarly what we're doing here, this first initiation, it's in the Vedas, but it wasn't part of the routine. Or worship of Radha Krishna. During the time of Madhvacharya, and Lord Chaitanya was initiated in the line of Madhvacharya, those of you who've been to Udupi, you'll know. There's no Radha by the side of Udupi Krishna, right? Those of you who have been there. And if you haven't been there, you can see pictures. No Radha. Because the understanding at that time was just like Narayana or Mahavishnu, within Mahavishnu is Ramadevi. She's there, but not visible. So the worship of Udupi Krishna was done in that way. So when the Govindaji deity was found, they placed Radha by her side because we worship Krishna through Radha. That's the Gaudiya teaching. Now it's not creative. It's just a mood of devotion, and it's just fine. There was some challenge given by the Ramanadis, followers of Ramanujacharya. Whoever heard of this? So it was explained by Baladev Vidyabhusan in his Vedanta Sutra commentary. Why worship of Radha? So we worship Radha, Krishna. Not Radha alone, not Krishna alone. We worship Radha Krishna. And we have this first initiation that's through the mystery of the disciplic succession. It's a nice understanding. It's way up there. What's our realization of that? What's our realization of the name and the person named are non-different? According to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the mind won't be able to understand it because the mind has material conceptions, and according to material conception, the sound and the object, the person named, are different. And so that's how we see it. And we won't be able to understand it just by some mental adjustment, saying, I got it. We won't get it. It requires hearing in a different way. Bhaktisiddhanta's teaching is, it requires hearing with a spiritual ear, or seeing with a spiritual eye. And how do you get spiritual ears or spiritual eyes? You have to receive through this mystery of disciplic succession the empowerment to do so. So it's a mystery that worldly people won't understand and devotees accept in faith, and because when disciplic succession is genuine and intact, at least the opportunity is there to realize what we accept and by faith in our founder Acharya, and the disciplic succession, and Lord Chaitanya. So here we are, having first initiation through this mystery of disciplic succession. And it'll give us an opportunity to hear Krishna speak Bhagavad Gita directly. So that's what we're doing. Now, the next thing I'd like to do is what we traditionally do is when there's initiations, because there's two, somebody can speak something about these candidates for initiation. So I think Mahamantra, you should be ready to speak something about Gautam. And who knows you well here? Prema Rasa, is she here? You ready to speak something? Say yes. Okay. So do we have a portable microphone? Could you speak something? Sure.
Yes, Guru. I met Gautam in George Mason University in Bhakti Yoga Club 3 years ago.
How many?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And it was very interesting, like how he showed interest on Bhagavad Gita in the first class, and then he received Bhagavad Gita, and then that day he studied 3 chapters. And then he came for the next class and asked me, is there a way of studying Bhagavad Gita? So I asked him to study chapter 2, verse 13 to 30, and then go to introduction and start from the beginning. And then he did that. And then he liked chanting, and one day he came to our house. Prabhu, can you chant with me? I said, okay, let's go ahead. And we sat, we chanted lots of rounds, probably 32, something like that. And not getting up, not moving. So I told Guru Maharaj used to do it before, no rustling of the fabrics, nothing, just sit and chant. And he did. And from that time onwards, he was fixed. And he started helping me in mantra meditation, and in any service I can depend on him. He asks lots of details, but once he gets the clarity, and then he'll do it. He doesn't need every step, like I don't need to be behind him. So, and then once Guru Maharaj came to our house, and all the students came. So he was asking me, Prabhu, I have lots of questions I wanted to ask Maharaj. But after the class he said, Prabhu, all my questions are answered. And then he developed a great respect and...
keep it short, please.
Yes, for Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj also showed special affection. And he gave a lot of mercy. So then Maharaj was asking last year whether he will be considering initiation. He told, I didn't have enough experience. I wanted to serve Maharaj properly, so I wanted to develop a relationship with Maharaj. And then he continued, and Sundarangi Mataji, he engaged him in Guru Maharaj's service. So then he became clear that he wanted to serve the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj, and today we are here.
Yeah, thank you. Microphone to Premarasa. Those of you that have your back to the deities can just move to the side, please. Thanks. Yes.
Yeah. So I have known Archana Mataji for 1.5 years now, but from what I have known, the family is really nice. Mataji is extremely committed and sincere. She really likes to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Like one time I know that she had an accident and she hurt her neck really bad. But still, despite how her health situation is, that she is studying every day, she's attending classes, and that is very inspiring for me. So Mataji was introduced to Krishna consciousness in Mumbai, and I wanted to say a little bit about Prabhu. He is really good. I don't know where Prabhu is, her husband, yeah, Yogesh Prabhu. So he really likes service, and he helps a lot in all the retreats. And Akhilesh is Mataji's son,
He's over here.
Yes. So they live in Indiana, and Akhilesh really likes Kirtan. Subal Prabhu used to help them before, so maybe if Subal Prabhu likes to share something, that's from my side. Would you like to share anything, Subal Prabhu?
Well, just very nice family, and Archana Mataji since for quite a bit has been very much dedicated to go forward in Krishna consciousness. The whole family is very dedicated to that. They have a great interest in expanding Krishna consciousness in Indiana, and started on their own Bhakti Briksha in their home, and been working very hard on that, and also have been working along with the devotees in the new acquired temple. Last year, the devotees from Indiana got a little church, and they started a temple, so they've been very important part of that effort. So I'm very happy for Archana Mataji to take that step. Thank you.
Okay, so ready for your vows, obeisances, and we'll carry on. Come forward. Right here. Vows include commitment to chant how many rounds every day?
16 rounds.
Okay. Wow, very good. And the 4 rules that you'll follow? Very good. And you'll continue trying to carefully follow Prabhupada's teachings. Oh. Antaranga Seva. The name is a nice name. It means seva, service, in one's spiritual body. So we have a material body, but there's also a spiritual body on the spiritual platform, and Antaranga Seva that's the meaning. You ready? You sure you're ready? So, how many rounds you'll chant every day? Very good. And the 4 rules that you'll follow?
No meditating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no
Okay. And you'll also continue trying to carefully follow Prabhupada's teachings. I have confidence that you will. Your initiated name is Gadai Gaurangadas. Srila Prabhupada established Gaur Nitai, and prior to him, Bhaktivedanta Thakur established deities of Gadadhar or Gadai Gauranga. Two loving associates to take us closer to Krishna Prema. Das, servant of. So now let us proceed. Vishnu Padaya Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha 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 Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha 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 Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyacha Desatarine Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Bodhe Padambujayate Namaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachit Anandanamine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Gauravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvashe Namaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktaropa Svaropakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Jayatam Suratopangor Mama Manda Mater Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohanao. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prishtalibhi Sevyamano Smarami. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vangshivata Tatastitaha Karshan Venusvanayar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama.
Just take that mic for the nun.
That's not working? Come on, give it to me. Hare Krishna. So what usually happens after initiation is devotees scatter here and there. We have Vidyarambha, or this first writing ceremony for Jannava from Champaign-Urbana and Vrajalila from Chicago. And my sense is this might happen here. Okay, so please stay, don't scatter here and there. Maharaj will make these children write their first alphabets. So, okay, please, thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
In the kitchen, in the kitchen.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, नाम संकीर्तन की
वो स्कूल में ठीक नहीं कर पाएंगे, लेकिन 2 मास्टर कर लेंगे।
2 मास्टर कर
स्कूल में मस्ती करनी होती है।